Hi guys, my name is Abba and welcome back to my amazing kitchen. And if you are new here, please don't forget to click on the subscribe button right now and become part of the amazing family today. I'm going to be showing you in this video how I cook my waakye, because after that delicious amazing waakye stew, you will need this to do justice to it. So come along and let's get started. We need some rice, and I'm using jasmine rice, a black-eyed peas or black-eyed beans, our sorghum leaves, which we normally call waakye leaves. And as always, I will list all the ingredients in the description box down below. To cook the waakye, I'm going to rinse my beans and then soak it for as long as I will need to prep my waakye leaves. So to prep my waakye leaves, I'm going to cut off the band that comes with it mostly, and if you can see, it got some dirt in there, so I open it up and rinse it thoroughly. But before I do that, I'm going to cut off the dead ends, which is the grayish looking area. For my waakye, I only want to use the red part just to give me that vibrant color. So this is what I'm left with, and I'm going to discard this right away. Now the next step is totally optional, but I don't like to eat my waakye with the leaves in there. It just puts me off. So what I do is to cut my waakye leaves into two to make it shorter. Next, I go ahead and wash my leaves thoroughly to make sure that it has no dirt on it and that it is perfectly clean. You don't have to be afraid that you are going to lose that vibrant red color, because you will not. Trust me on this. So after rinsing my sorghum leaves, I'm going to make a bundle and then tie it with my butcher string. I'm doing this because when it's time for me to remove the leaves from my waakye, it will be easy for me to do so that in the end I don't have any waakye leaves left in my waakye. And this also makes it easy for you to keep your sorghum leaves and reuse it for next time if you want to. Just make sure not to tie it very tight so that when it's cooking, the water can penetrate through the leaves and still release its vibrant red color. If you make it too tight, the water might not be able to penetrate through the leaves. So for this amount of sorghum leaves, I'm going to make 2 bundles, so I'm going to go ahead and tie them up. So next, in my cooking pot, I add my soaked beans, and as you can see, my beans weren't soaked for a long time at all, and that is perfectly fine. I now go ahead and transfer my bundles of sorghum leaves, which are my waakye leaves, on top of my beans and then add enough water. I push down the leaves to make sure that it is well submerged in my water and sitting well on top of my beans. I'm going to cover this and allow to cook until the beans are just tender. So after about 30 to 35 minutes, I come back to check on my beans and it is almost done. You want the beans to be just tender, not soft and mushy yet. It should be cooked but not very soft. Mine is almost at that stage, so I'm going to cover and allow it to cook for some few minutes more. And if necessary, you can also add more water. So in the meantime, I'm going to wash my rice and allow it to drain properly before I proceed with the next step. So next, I come back to check on my beans, and at this point it is perfectly cooked. So if I scoop some out and press on it, you can tell that the beans is cooked, but I have to press on it very hard before it falls apart and becomes all mushy, and that is what you are looking for. It is now finally time for us to add our rice, but before I do that, I'm going to take out my sorghum leaves and allow it to cool down completely. So this is the reason why I tie my sorghum leaves, because it makes it just so easy to take out the leaves. Imagine if I didn't, I would have to be picking out the leaves one by one. So just before you add your rice, you want to check if the water in your beans is enough to cook your rice. If it's too much, just scoop some of the water and set it aside. You can always add that later on if you need it. Now give everything a good mix until the rice and the beans are well combined, and I'm using a ratio of 1 cup beans to 1 cup rice. Add enough salt according to your taste. Give it another good stir, taste to see if it is well seasoned. Cover and allow it to cook on medium-low heat. So after about 15 minutes, I come back to check on my rice. I give it a good stir to turn it and also to help it cook evenly. I now cover it with some parchment paper and allow it to cook for an extra 10 minutes. So 10 minutes later, I come back to check on our waakye, and the waakye is cooked to perfection. The texture is so soft, just like I would want my waakye. I like my jollof very single grainy, but for my waakye, it's got to be soft. That's how I like mine, but cook yours to any texture that you prefer. So before we dish out and enjoy, let me show you what I do with my sorghum leaves before we do that. So after allowing it to cook completely, I just put it in a Ziploc bag and then pop it into my freezer. The next time I'm going to be making waakye, I just take it out of my freezer and proceed with the cooking of my beans. So now it's finally time to plate and enjoy. Everything that you would find at your waakye joint is representing here right now. I've got my gari, my spaghetti, got some eggs. Everything is repping live and colored. Be sure to check out my previous video for this amazingly delicious waakye stew recipe. Whip some up and have yourself a waakye fiesta right in the comfort of your home. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the amazing family today. And if you have already done that, I want to say a very big thank you to you. So until I come your way next time with another amazingly delicious recipe, cook this meal with love and see it radiate through the hearts of your family. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and see you in my next video. Bye.